everybody, happy Tuesday, and even more importantly, happy Veterans Day. We just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who have served or are currently serving and helping to make this country as great as it is. We appreciate you, your families for going through all of that with you as well, and just thank you so much for all that you do. So that being said, let's get right into the show. Today, again, is Tuesday, so welcome. We're going to take a tour inside the Truss Plant Tuesday. Bless you over there. But moving right along, as always, and even more so today, we want to give a special thank you to all of the healthcare workers, first responders, military personnel, teachers, and educators. If you fall in one of those categories, again, can't say it enough, thank you very much, and you're going to get $500 off your next Mallett building. How cool is that? So, speaking of money off your building, if you comment cash on a live video just like this, you will get an additional $1,000 off your elite or signature building. Now, keep in mind, this does not apply to Tiger Cash does not apply to specials or promotional prices, only the original pricing. But comment cash and you get an additional $1,000 off. And if you fall into one of these wonderful categories, that makes it a $1,500 value just for you. Happy Tuesday, Mr. Tim. Thank you so much for tuning in again. So where's Mallett? This week we are in 97 locations. Again, I'm just super thrilled about the color coding on this. It makes the OCD in me very happy to know that everything has a place and a color. But we've got everything from gutters, forms, concrete, things that are scheduled to be delivered, inspections, under construction plumbing, finishes, control joints, and materials on the ground. That's everywhere from almost to Round Rock, just outside College Station, up to past Tyler, all the way over. It looks like we're past Slidell, even going into a little bit into Mississippi. So as you can tell, we are very busy at Mallett this week, but we are getting all the jobs done, and you're going to continue to see things moving along in the future. But where are those 97 jobs? Let's take a look. Everywhere from, like I said, Houma, Franklinton, St. Francisville, Carencro, Florine, St. Elizabeth, Doosan, Belrose. The list goes on, you guys. Look at the pin marks on this map. It's flooding the bottom part of Louisiana pretty much. We are anywhere you can think. In Texas, we're getting there too. We got this bottom right corner filling up pretty quick, and we're all over the place. Everywhere from Winnie, Oakwood, Santa Fe, Waller, San Leon, Montgomery. The list goes on and on. But we are in 97 places this week. This isn't even showing the Mississippi areas, but Mallett is all over the map. So November specials and promotions, we got some really exciting stuff for you guys. Check this out. Go on this side. So you got a 30 by 30 by 12 with a 30 by 20 gable extension. We're really going to be pushing these gable extensions because by the time this is done, it's going to be just in time for the family to come over, gather, hang out, and this is going to give you a great spot to do that. What is included in this? Glad you guys asked. 26 gauge metal is standard across all Mallett buildings. 5-on-12 roof pitch is the same. 2x12 headers and 2x8 scissor trusses that are rated for 170 miles an hour also come standard. Everything is going to be third-party inspected, and I know I've been talking about it, but we have the video, so stay tuned for that. We actually have an interview with our truss plant and wood inspector. It's going to be great, you guys. Stay tuned for that coming at the end of this episode. That is third-party inspected trusses. Mallett cable lock system, we talk about this often. We'll go into deeper detail into that later. We're going to have 4-inch, 4,000 PSI concrete, skirt board guards, a 4-year workmanship warranty, #1 MCA, ground-treated, kiln-dried lumber, in-house engineering, and the designs and trusses are going to also be verified internally. And that is a 30 by 30 by 12 with a 30 by 20 gable extension, all for $33,999. Moving along, same exact specs, same exact features as the bigger building. This one's going to be 30 by 50 by 12 with a 30 by 24 gable extension. Even more space for the family to get together, hang out, have the friends over. Whatever you do under your gable extension is whatever you do under your gable extension, but you have the room here to do it. Mallett Classic again for $44,999, 30 by 50 by 12, 30 by 24 gable. Amazing. Getting even bigger here is the tip top of this month's specials. $69,999, all the standard features. Gets you a 40 by 60 by 12 with a 40 by 30 gable extension. Plenty of room to park multiple vehicles, have everyone you know come hang out. Good for your crawfish boils, watching sports when LSU gets better. Basketball's right around the corner. We have a lot of things going on, lots of activity, opportunities I like to call them, where you can hang out and just have a great time under the 40 by 30 area that this gable is going to offer you. That's not including the 40 by 60 building, which we do have heating and cooling packages available, so make sure you talk to your building specialist. Don't miss out on that. And something new we have, super exciting, it's called the Rival Series. Everyone wants to talk about how they build a Mallett building. Well, now we're going to build stuff that they build. So you're going to get a 30 by 30 for $18,999. Keep in mind, we are being cost efficient here, getting the cost as low as possible. So you're going to be missing some things that a classic Mallett building would usually have. However, though it may not be a traditional Mallett building, it is still Mallett built. So we're going to have the 27 years now of Mallett craftsmanship and quality going into putting your building together. Even if it doesn't have all the Mallett bells and whistles, it can still be Mallett built. And you can get that for just at $18,999 for a 30 by 30. Or if you need something a little bigger, check this out. 30 by 50 by 12 for $27,999. Again, not all the bells and whistles, but we're being super cost effective here. This is for the budget friendly buyers who just need the building but also need to keep in a specific price range. This is for you guys, still built by Mallett. So moving right along, we have the 40 by 60 for $39,999. Guys, a 40 by 60 for under 40 grand. That's crazy. Now, I like to emphasize this for the Rival. It is not a Mallett building because we're missing a few of the key features of the Mallett building, such as the cable lock system and things like that. So keep that in mind when you're shopping, although if you're just trying to put a building on the ground, we can get it built for you for $39,999. Moving right along, the Mallett Ambassador Club. We are updating this and making sure it is perfect and all new. Expect that coming soon, looking towards the beginning of next year, but more information to come. If you want information on how to become an ambassador, please let us know. There's multiple ways to reach out to us, 337-214-0428 through our website, or here's a handy dandy email, mallettconstructionmarketing@gmail.com. Go ahead and send us that. Send us the questions you have and we will get you the information. Words are hard on this Tuesday. But more information on that coming. It's going to be super exciting. I hope to see all of you guys in the Ambassador Club soon. There will be a lot of cool rewards and fun going on there. You even get to come hang out with us. I mean, I like to think I'm pretty cool. So you get to meet Mr. Tim, you get to meet me, everyone else who I guess is important. Mr. Lee's going to be there too. So you get to hang out with people. How fun is that? So the 5 red flags, we broke these down into individual slides because we realized how important it is to emphasize these red flags and things to look out for. So number 1, years in business. Check how long the business has been around, and you can do that on the Secretary of State website. Here at Mallett Buildings, they are 1 year older, and we are just about as old as me. I'm 28, Mallett Buildings is 27. So they've been around about as long as I have. Most people can't say that. Most people are still babies if you're using human years. So they're still crawling, they're still figuring out how to walk. We're sprinting and running here, winning awards at Mallett. But check that at the Secretary of State website. See how long they've been in business. It may be something that could affect your decision. Licensure, this is a big one. You want to be sure the people you're working with actually are licensed to be working on your project. You don't want to get halfway through and get shut down because that could lead to extra expenses, delays on your project, and you could even be forced to take the building down because it wasn't put up by a licensed contractor. Don't fall into that. It's a simple check at the LSLBC, that is the Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors. Mr. Lee is actually on that board as well. So trust me, you want to be sure these ducks are in a row because they don't want that building coming down. You like the new breakdown slides. Thank you very much, Mr. Tim. As always, like I said, it's just good to emphasize these things. We want to stop those pitfalls before they happen. Moving along to red flag number 3, contractor violations. Guys, if they're willing to break the law once, they're probably willing to do it a second time, and why would you want to risk that being on your project? As I said before, things like this could lead to the building having to come down. We always say building a building twice is a lot more expensive than building a building once the right way. So please be sure you're checking on these people and making sure their violations are zero. Here at Mallett, we have 0 violations over 27 years, and we're proud of that. We're going to continue to keep that going. Reviews on the BBB and Google, we have over 600 between the two, and we are an A+ accredited rating on the BBB and Google. We're doing really good there. But don't just take the company at their word, see what the public has to say. Check the reviews of who you're shopping with and see how they have done on past work. This is a big deciding factor. As Mr. Trent likes to say, if you're gonna check out a review for a $100 blender on Amazon, you may as well check out a review for a $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 building. Just makes sense to me. And finally, visit the contractor's facility, which we're gonna give you a chance to do that virtually here soon. One of our building specialists, AJ, actually walked us through, and I'm going to tell you something cool about that here in a moment. But we have a facility with a truss plant and soon to be a roll form plant where we're going to be doing our own metal work here as well. So big things happening here at Mallett. We invite you to come check it out. It's super fun, super informative, and you're going to get to see a little bit about that here soon. So why Mallett? We're going to talk about the Rival series. Like we said, we're going to build things just like the competitors want to talk about being built. So the Rival series is also going to be a good comparison for most common people's builds. It's going to come with 29 gauge metal, 4-on-12 roof pitch, 2x6 trusses that likely aren't inspected. Now, at the Rival series, all of our trusses are inspected as we mentioned, so keep that in mind. They're going to use common flat trusses, and all this is going to get you 130, 135 mile an hour wind rating with no uplift control. Like I mentioned, we're not putting the Mallett cable lock system in the Rival series. It's not a Mallett building, we're just going to get it built. But posts on the dirt or gravel, no pads underneath, 2x8 headers, 3,000 PSI concrete, no ground protection, limited warranties, and number 2 generic lumber. Why would you pick number 2? For just a little bit difference, you could come pick a Mallett Classic, which is our baseline building. Let me get in frame here. I'd like to be on camera. 26 gauge metal comes standard in all buildings, even the baseline. 5-on-12 roof pitch, 2x8 scissor trusses, third party inspected as I'm about to show you. 170 mile an hour wind rated trusses, you guys. That's unheard of. No one else is doing that. Mallett cable lock system. That's how we talk about this a little bit more. That is aircraft cable that is fastened with massive eye bolts at the bottom of the posts. And that's going to go diagonal, horizontal, vertical, all the way across the building, post to post, connecting everything. Then that microfiber reinforced slab is going to be poured on top of the cable, creating a nice tight foundation as well as security with uplift control. Now, if you have a compromised door, window, anything like that, it's going to want to bring it up like a parachute. This is going to prevent that. It's got to take the weight of the building and the slab, and unless we get some crazy stuff going on, I don't think that's going to happen, you guys. But concrete under every post, 2x12 headers, 4,000 PSI concrete, skirt board guards, 4-year workmanship warranty, number 1 MCA ground treated kiln dried lumber, and in-house engineer staff with our designs are verified internally. It just makes sense, you guys. Just makes sense. This is our base model. This is the opening. This is the beginning. So keep that in mind. Now, talking about all these things, it is a good idea. Let's go ahead and compare our base model to the Elite. We're just going to run quickly through this. You've seen this before. Roof and wall system, 26 gauge metal on the Classic, 26 gauge premium metal with Zac screws on the Elite building. Truss system engineered 2x8 at 5-foot spacing. We're going to have 3-foot spacing on the Elite. Post spacing is 10 foot on the Classic, 9 foot on center on the Elite. Concrete system is a 4-inch slab with concrete under each post for our Classic, but a 6-inch, 4,000 PSI microfiber reinforced slab with control joints on the Elite. Big upgrades there. Under post protection, again, concrete under each post on the Classic, concrete under each post plus post protectors on the Elite building. Those post protectors will extend the life of those posts 50, 100, all the years it will extend. Insulation packages is optional radiant barrier on the Classic. You're going to get full roof and wall insulation included on the Elite building. So big down here in the south where the weather goes from 50 in the morning to 150 in the afternoon in one day. So ventilation, you're going to have standard ridge caps on the Classic, continuous ridge vent system on the Elite. Gutters is going to be an optional add-on on the Classic, but a seamless gutter and gutter guards are standard on the Elite. Exterior finish is going to have painted metal, and you could actually add the wainscot trim on the Elite. 130 mile an hour wind load rating on the Classic, 145 on the Elite. Workmanship warranty starts at 4 years on the Classic, goes to 10 years on the Elite. And finally, the engineering oversight. Everything, of course, is verified in-house and externally through a third party. That's amazing, you guys. So this is the difference in our basic building, the classic, and our most top tier building, the elite. And like I said, what we do on the classic, far superior than what most people do on their best building as it is. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not trying to talk trash about people. I'm just stating facts. If you put it paper to paper, apples to apples, we have a nice Granny Smith. Some other people have a little easy peel orange. It's not the same thing. So let's go ahead and take a quick look inside the truss plant. Something fun about it, like I mentioned, you guys, our building specialist, AJ, actually wore a pair of meta glasses to go do this tour. So we're doing some cool new innovations here at the office, having a bunch of technology. But go ahead and check this out, and I'll be back soon.
Mallett Buildings, coming with you on a tour of my truss plant. One of the advantages of going with Mallett is we're actually going to be a truss manufacturer and also the one supplying the materials and building the building. So this is where it all starts. The roof is going to be held up or supported by a truss. As you see here, that is a truss. That's a common truss. Now we do vaulted trusses. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up these pegs. You see they do have a bolt that you can loosen, and this slides back and forth. They tighten those to the correct spots, making a jig. Then they lay the 2x8s across this, and they hammer in truss plates, connecting the two pieces of lumber together. Whenever they get all the pieces of lumber connected and the truss plates hammered down, this press, which slides, is going to go across that truss and press those truss plates in. Then these arms are going to lift up and throw the truss over to this side. These rollers are automatic and they feed this double press over here. That's actually what this gentleman is greasing up, is the rollers. So once it's fed into here, this is going to be a double press. It presses from both sides. As you can see, press on the bottom, press on the top. That's set to 1.5 inches, which is conveniently the size or the width of a 2x8. So once that passes through there, boom, beautiful scissor truss, rated for 170-mile-per-hour wind load. Very, very strong. You see that 2x8? Any truss now built by Mallett is going to be a 2x8 scissor truss standard. Of course, you can still do these flat bottom trusses, but look at that. Why would you want to? This is almost 5 foot of additional clearance here. So definitely maximizes the space that you have. Same building, but more room to go up. Before the wood makes it to the truss table, it's not cut, it's not measured and cut by hand. It gets designed by one of our engineers. It's looked over by the Alpine engineers. All of our trusses are third-party inspected and engineered, and then our in-house engineers look at it as well. Once they've designed it and they've been approved, the design communicates with this computer right here. We then feed this machine 20-foot 2x8s, and this saw is going to measure using laser. So the 20-foot 2x8 is brought in. This measures it and cuts the 20-foot boards in the most efficient manner. Those boards are spit out here. They bring them to there, and they're actually going to build those trusses. We build all different size trusses. Standards are going to be a 30-foot truss, as you see there, a 40-foot truss, as you see here. We also do 50s, 60s, and then above me is going to be a 66-foot wide truss. We're limited to that because of the size of this truss table, not because of the engineering standards. So if you have any questions, please let us know.
So first off, how cool was that he was just wearing the camera the whole time? I'm blown away by these glasses. Not sponsored, but if you want to, hit me up Facebook. I'm always down for a cool new sponsorship. Anyway, that's a quick look inside of our truss plant. If you come visit us in person, that's likely a very similar tour to what you're going to get, and much more as we start expanding and creating new areas in the facility. You're going to be getting a bigger, better tour. But that's a look inside of our truss plant and a quick breakdown of how things happen here at Mallett. Very good explanation. Thank you, AJ, for helping us out with that. And moving along, the heart of every Mallett building, of course, is our truss plant and the people who work in it. Every Mallett building starts here, where precision engineering meets craftsmanship. Each truss is designed, cut, and assembled in-house to ensure unmatched consistency and strength. As AJ talked about, we don't just cut by hand, measure by hand. Things are done by lasers, computers, very precision technology to make sure everything is not only consistent, but very much so perfect to the millimeter as much as it goes. Very few variances there because, again, technology is cool. So taking out the human error and allowing for this wonderful process we have is another thing that makes Mallett so great. And we're built strong, built local because we're here in-house. Our trusses aren't just made, they're engineered for performance. Every joint, plate, and cut is verified for accuracy before leaving our plant. As we're going to show you soon, we actually have a third-party inspector who comes in and checks all of our trusses, our wood, our machinery, things like that. And as AJ mentioned, Alpine themselves is actually in charge of overseeing the review for the trusses and the cuts made on the computer because we're in partnership with that software. But that's just another piece of information here from Mallett. It's quality you can see. So before a truss is loaded, it's inspected by our in-house quality control team. So not only are we third-party inspected, we have our own in-house inspection team to make sure things meet our standard as well. That's the Mallett difference. Strength, precision, and pride in every build because we want to make sure, like I said, it's consistently perfect, consistently great, and consistently Mallett. So that is amazing there. And speaking of our inspections, we have a video. I did an interview with our truss plant inspector, our truss inspector, wood inspector. He kind of covers the whole realm of things, but we're going to check that out real quick and see you guys shortly. Hey everybody, I'm here with our truss and wood inspector. And today we're going to give you a little bit of information from what he sees on his end of everything. So if you don't mind for the people, what is your name and what is your role?
My name is David Atwood. I'm a field inspector for timber products.
Awesome. So as a field inspector, what is the importance of your role in this environment?
Well, basically to make sure it's built correctly. So when they're building a home, it's not built incorrectly where there's a fault, your boards are cracking when they're walking over them, or basically your roof just falls in because it's not built correctly.
That's an important feature as well.
Oh yeah.
So when you're inspecting things like the trusses, what are some few things that you're looking for to make sure they're up to good quality?
Verify the plate sizes, using the proper plate sizes. They're using all the same product, and verifying there's not any huge gaps or anything within the trusses they're building. So when basically something lands on it, something heavy or somebody walks on it, it's not splitting apart and breaking.
Okay, so consistency and quality of product.
Correct. Yes.
So aside from those things, how is what you do important in the environment such as Mallett buildings?
Well, in environment or just basically all around, if basically consistencies.
Okay.
When they're building a home, they're not having to build an extra outlier because the trusses aren't equal, they're not the same.
Got you. So you may be the perfect person to answer this question. We always tell people almost every day that our trusses are kiln dried, heat treated, #1 lumber. As an inspector and quality control essentially, what does that mean to you?
Well, that's some of the best lumber you can get because #1's besides actually stud lumber, but it's still, that's still prime #1. Those are it's all good lumber. It shows that you're buying the top quality. You're not going with #3s and #2s, lower quality, which some people do go with.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate what you do and let you get back to work.
Thank you very much. You have a nice day.
You too. Thank you very much, Mr. David. First off, it was a pleasure meeting you and getting to speak with you, learn a little bit more about the truss inspection process and what goes into that. It's a lot, you guys. So he's here quite often, making sure Mallett is up to standard and being where we say we are on our trusses and everything of that nature. But amazing information. You can check both of those videos, the tour and the inspector conversation, out on our YouTube as well, or go ahead and replay this live video. Everything is there, making sure you guys have all the opportunities to be educated and informed. But that is going to be our episode for today. Thank you so much for taking a tour of the truss plant with me and joining us for this live episode. Make sure you go have an amazing rest of your day. Stay warm. I hear it's going to be heating up pretty soon. I cannot wait. Hopefully the fish will be biting a little bit more than they are right now. But have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow.